What's up guys, how's it going? Welcome to episode 2, that was 4. Last episode we were all flying on our bellies and we were killing it. We had 5 days to pick it up, we got it down in 1 day. How hard could back flying possibly be?
Very difficult.
So the first thing you do when you first get in there is you trust fall down with the wind very, very low right onto the cage. That way, when you're practicing, you can actually move around and slide your back on the cage. Raise your hands to go down.
To go up towards your head, you do the opposite. You stick your legs out and bring your arms in. And they also have you practice turning. You just tilt your feet the direction you want to go.
Since you're on your back and you're kind of in this U shape, they have to use a lot more wind to get you up off the cage. And with more wind comes more responsibility. With more wind comes more precise movement. You don't want to get too big too quick, otherwise you're gonna go flying and slam into the glass. My personal experience with back flying just started off bad. Within the first 5 minutes of it, I ripped my suit in the back.
When we were getting dressed, I thought that Ryan was trying to show off his muscles, and I thought it was pretty funny, but I didn't think he was gonna end up ripping.
I thought it'd be more aerodynamic. Turns out that I was just wearing a suit that was way too small for me. The day just seemed kind of off for us all. On Joe's first run, it was crazy. He got in there.
I'm starting to get stable, and I feel that my helmet is very loose. It's kind of jittering around a little bit more than usual. And then all of a sudden, the sound goes from to
Just got sucked right up.
I mean, you barely even saw it.
and it took one of my earplugs with it. I had no clue what was going on. For a second in there, it was super, super scary.
It was crazy. I was worried. I didn't know if it was gonna come back down and hit him. They had to kill the engines right away.
We had to stop everything.
After that, I got a new helmet, and we got right back on the horse. Backfly day 1 was the most humbling thing ever. Day 2 was just as bad.
Absolutely awful. I didn't feel like I made any progress.
The first 2 days of back flying was difficult.
We were just on the cage the whole time.
You really don't have much control on the cage, but Ryan bounced around a lot.
It was scary how little control Ryan had at first.
Because I needed to feel like I was making some kind of tangible push forward, and it wasn't really there.
I could tell from his face that he was really, really frustrated. It was sad. It was really sad.
When it comes to body flight, your instincts are pretty backwards to begin with, and then when you add being upside down on top of that, it's totally disorienting.
You can't be looking at the ground, so you don't know if you're 30 feet up or if you're just 5 feet up.
Walking on the cage is actually a lot more awkward and hilarious than we had expected it to be.
They tell you to take very tiny steps
You lean back into the wind,
so you can feel the wind right there.
and it propels you forward. And
Keep your head up like this and lean back into the wind.
That way the wind is pushing you in either one of those directions. It was really funny watching Joe try to walk around on the cage.
So you kind of have to walk around like this.
Christian and I just kind of made up this posh man about town character.
it's a very classy guy walking around asking for directions or smoking a cigar or whatever.
Oh, excuse me, sir. You know how to get down the third street?
Oh, hey, you know, well, good day. It's just hilarious with that whole character in mind.
So we all went back to work and watched day 1 and day 2. Watched that footage and really spent the time figuring out what we were doing wrong. We had so many angles with the video footage that really helped us improve. Finally, we go back in there for day 3 and we start getting it. Entering, done. Exiting, sure, it takes a little while, but done. Side sliding, that's a little bit difficult, but sure, done. Neutral back flying position for a couple seconds, done. Going forward, going backward, done. Up and down, that's really, really difficult because you gotta cave in your chest, but we got it. Spinning, we all didn't get the full spin, but sure, done. We're actually feeling pretty good about our progress.
It was great to see that it clicked for all of us by the end of day 3. It was really, really motivating.
So then all that's left for us after day 3 is transitions. However,
The thing is, it took us 3 days to get to this point, and now we only have 2 days to do transitions.
both barrel rolls and flips, so we have no clue how hard those things are gonna be.
Sit fly is the coolest looking one, and I know we all want to get there, so we really need to nail these transitions to be able to move on.
From what I know, in these new high winds that we're trying out, the slightest movement can send you flying. So we're gonna have to be very precise with our rolls and flips, otherwise